Give me a dirty look.
We're live.
Did you see him just give me a dirty look? Hey, it's John and Rachel with YaJagoff, and we are finally on site at our final porch tour stop because it is our, celebratory edition, I would say. In years past, the person who raised the most money for Zachary's mission got some kind of cool something as the celebration. Well, this year, we teamed up with Dickerson Creative and their client, who you also know was part of the tour, Liokareas Oil. And now we're here on the porch to finalize it. God gave us the most beautiful day. All the weathermen gave us the most beautiful day that we could celebrate this. So while we wait for our porch winners and we do the unveiling, because you're wondering who of the four actually won, we are going to entertain you as usual with our musician, Brad Wagner.
Hey.
Hey, Brad. He's asked me to sing with him, so that's why I'm sitting here by myself. Just kidding. Anyway, so Brad, you know how it goes. This is the behind the scenes Facebook portion, and we're going to have Brad start, and then John and I are going to begin with our guests. We're super excited. Brad, are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
In the town I live, I play in a band. $20 a head for a one-night stand. If the owner is cool and my band don't break, maybe meet a girl and buy her a steak. With just one club for every 1,000 bands, what is worth its weight in gold is a loyal fan. 21 and over, we play 10 to 2, 'cause we ain't got nothing else better to do. Now there's a girl named Little Julie, sings and plays guitar. She wears tight pants, says she's gonna be a star. There's a guy in my band who's 43, saying the same damn thing since she was 17. We all swore she'd have to sell her high school rings. She couldn't dance and she couldn't sing. I must admit I felt a twinge of jealousy, 'cause here I am in a wedding band. It's not how good you are, it's how much you sweat. She just laughed at me and lit a cigarette. But I saw her last night on MTV, yeah, Little Julie. She's in New York City. Woo! Oh, tonight is the sing-along part. Na na na. Na 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 na. Everybody. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Yeah, we all swore she'd have to sell her high school rings, 'cause she couldn't dance and she couldn't sing. But I must admit I felt a twinge of jealousy, 'cause here I am in a wedding band. It's not how good you are, it's how much you sweat. She just laughed at me and lit a long cigarette. But I saw her last night on MTV, and Little Julie in New York City. Oh, tonight. Sha-la-la-la.
How about that, right?
So much
Brad,
fun.
before we let you go, because we have to let you go eat, we always feed the musicians. In case anybody's bailing out early, where do they find you online?
I am at www.bradwagnerbarfly.com.
I love the fact that we didn't even give you a chance to breathe.
Yeah.
It's like interviewing a hockey player, right? Right after the period. Yeah. So anyway, all right, cool. So you're going to hang out, you're going to eat?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. And then you're going to hang out with us tonight and sleep over?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And sing
All right,
again.
all right. Sing again. All right, cool.
night?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
right.
For anybody on Facebook Live, you are playing tonight at the Shiloh Grill.
At Redbeard's on
Redbeard's,
Shiloh.
okay. Redbeard's on Shiloh.
Yeah, up
okay,
in
got
Mount
it.
Washington.
Got it. All
How
right.
about that, Brad? You were awesome.
There you go.
So
Thank you,
much.
Brad.
It
All
makes
right.
me. I started out. I was like, I want to be doing the like Applebee's and the TikTok song that everybody did. Do you know what I'm talking about? No one knows Applebee's on a weeknight. What date night? Thank you, Elise. Yeah. All right, I quit. I'm not
All right,
entertaining
thank you.
anybody anyway. John has his booth.
All right. So if you're watching, then this is how we start the podcast. And don't forget that when it gets edited, you can listen to it starting Tuesday on YaJagoff.com or wherever you get your podcasts, right?
Absolutely. And as we started to say on the Facebook Live portion, this is our essentially porch tour finale. Yes, we had the finale, which was the final porch. But then there's a process that everything has to go back to Patricia's lair for Zachary's mission, and she needs to kind of calculate everything, figure out who won, and be very happy with all of the donations that were received to benefit Zachary's mission.
Right, to make Zach pack. So we have those statistics that we'll give in a little bit here. So this is how we start the podcast. Now, this is the 4th time this month I've read this ad, and I've read it 3 times wrong. So here we go. I'm going to get it right. Who wants a new car?
Me.
Many people these days. How about a certified used car? Maybe even more readily available as a used car. Rorick Honda is the only dealership in town to offer a new car engine warranty, 3-day exchange policy, lifetime oil and filter changes, lifetime loaners, and lifetime PA inspections, thanks to the Rorick Advantage.
Should I have been?
Do it.
Visit RorickHonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. And now we start the YaJagoff Podcast from the porch of Liokareas Oil. People who are amazing. Patron them.
I thought you were going to say Mike and Maria.
I could have.
So this is where you'll hear some music that said, a lot of people saying YaJagoff, 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 and then we say, John and Rachel, this is the YaJagoff Podcast. If you're listening to the podcast for the very first time, we would appreciate that you somehow subscribe to it. Figure it out. It's the 2022s now.
But you know what I tell people is that, like, if you've recently read the Merry Widows podcast that we produce, they don't actually push it in any format except on their Facebook page. So you can literally go to their Facebook page and hit play. You could do that too.
Yes, you can go to YaJagoff.com every Tuesday, and while you're working at home, just hit the play button and go do some other work.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you do, right?
That's what I do.
That's how we have listens.
Right. That's how, right. Right. My mom has 5 iPhones, and they all hit
Not
play.
True at all.
Yeah.
All right. So on the podcast that happens, we release the podcast on Tuesdays, but Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we do something called the YaJagoff blog, which is where John can actually vent all of his road rage, essentially, because he finds Peter Parkers, that means Peter's Parkers, people who park incorrectly.
Right. Right.
And
there's a definition. There's a definition on our website of what the Peter Parkers hashtag means. But anyways, the point is, found a great one. You have to go look at the blog post because
it's pretty funny.
The person parked it. They weren't even close, not even close. And there wasn't another car around them. Right. It was like maybe, you'd say like, oh, well, the snow melted and they didn't really know where the lines were.
And it was broad daylight, so it wasn't like
yeah,
after hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was kind of
really
a pain.
bad.
But we also did a little video for Women Who Rock.
Mm-hmm.
That's very near and dear to us. We've worked with the Women Who Rock initiative with Melinda Calesi for a lot of years now. Definitely, if you can, patron that event at Stage AE on October the 15th. And basically, it's all of the research done here for the McGee Women's Research Institute. Mm-hmm. And it's just a lot of statistics talking about how women basically don't take care of themselves the way we should. And we're kind of the ones who are last in, and a lot of that is being helped through this research. And so Women Who Rock is a concert, and Jordan Sparks is actually headlining it. Yeah.
Set your sights on that concert at Stage AE for sure. The ticket money goes to a good cause.
That's right.
Didn't know all along that the McGee Women's Research Institution is known all over the world. It's the leading entity for women, cancer, women issues. Medical issues. So anyways, make sure you do that. And we also, listen, we knew we wouldn't even say, what happened on Thursday.
You know what the
Cleveland,
Steelers did.
You know what happened. And,
remember?
It's always good when the Steelers lose, especially Cleveland, on a Thursday as opposed to a Sunday, because you have all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to brood. Yeah. Not gloat, but brood.
If they win. I thought you said if they won.
If they lose, on a Sunday, you have all week. But on Friday, they lost on Thursday, so you have like Friday, you go, I'll just drink heavily tonight and go do a podcast at somebody's house to get over it. But when the Steelers lose, especially to Cleveland, we drape a permanente sandwich with black drapes and just show sadness. Yeah. And we try to help everybody through
and
the
then
emotional
John
issue.
has this, I have to say, the funniest thing. We spend all this time on content, right? Like, let's think about what makes sense and would this be clever. He posts a picture of Beavis and Butthead next to Chris Collinsworth whenever there's a Steeler game and says how much anybody dislikes Chris Collinsworth. Hundreds of shares.
We could put
hundreds of flipping shares. It drives me crazy.
A picture of Adam Levine or something, and it wouldn't get as many shares as Chris Collinsworth.
It's so
well,
true.
Actually, this week Adam Levine got a lot of shares.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Girls, come on over because we're going to get started chatting with you. But
so this is the podcast, and
make sure you're listening, though. Q92.9, Monday through Friday. We are on from 7 to 10 p.m. Thank you for listening, because we found out through our numbers that Q92.9 as a station went up by 5 spots, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Time slot, or not time slots, but actual, like, they're climbing the ladder to be number one.
The highest 92.9 has been since 1993, according to our Monica statistician, right?
And our time slot of 7 to 10 is number one in the city of Pittsburgh. So thank you so much.
All right.
Holla.
So, anyways, the podcast is so let's recap what this podcast is. It's a porch tour. Normally, we bring a very big party, craziness, food, and musicians, and then we collect items for Zachary's mission. Well, we already did that this summer, and Gary and Tracy up there in the Mars area, they won. And so what did they win? Well, they're not here yet, so we're taking in their winnings right now because they're kind of stuck in a little bit of Pittsburgh construction traffic. But thanks to Christina Dickerson and Elise Bergnosh, they set us up with a really cool prize for the winners, Gary and Tracy, who, if they don't get here soon, I'll eat all of the spanakopita, to be honest with you. So first of all, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to fight you for that spanakopita.
Yes, don't fight. There's
Oh my
more than
gosh.
enough.
Okay,
They were
okay.
so
Yeah.
We'll
gracious.
share.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
share.
share.
We've
That's
known
right.
each other
Yes,
a long
that's
time.
right.
We'll share.
Yes.
Well, and Christina, they've heard of the oil because they were also a part of the porch tour.
Right.
So as we were explaining and putting in our stories who was all participants, we love the fact that this amazing history that they're going to end up telling us about is right here in Pittsburgh. And you guys, we've had each of you on before, but you kind of said, hey, we have somebody else who would make for the perfect porch tour. People loved it. They took selfies of them, like, with their oil because it even looks pretty. It's not just tasting good, it even looks pretty.
Gary had mentioned even just yesterday when we saw him, actually, he mentioned that he was, I forget what flavor of it is, that he's using to glaze a piece of brisket.
Listen,
And,
I use this
yeah.
every day. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed.
Really?
Obsessed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
And
well, you'll
then
have to
my
give us
mom
recipes.
is about 10 times as obsessed.
Oh
with
my
their
gosh,
products.
yeah.
But no, last night I made my husband a steak. I drizzled some of the smoked balsamic glaze on top of it. I mean, yeah.
It
I mean,
doesn't get any
they
better.
have so many products, and
Yeah.
it's all amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Is it
Yeah.
so good
And
that
you
it
know
can,
I like food.
Yeah, well, is it so good that it can make a hack chef into look like a professional chef? Is it that good?
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I can cook and I can use it.
I love that Elise says that. Yeah,
Yes.
that's so
If
funny.
we can use it, yes, anybody can enjoy it.
Yeah, and so just to kind of bring everybody up to speed. So as we said, we've worked with both of these ladies before. You've seen Elise a couple of times on our food segments, or if we're working with Wahlburgers or Sprezzatura or whomever we're working with. And Elise, does a lot of great taste testing and talks about food. They both take fabulous photos and represent a lot of the different foods and things in the industry. And Elise, it actually came from you where you said, we have this idea. We're working with these people. What do you think? So talk a little bit about how you guys have been affiliated.
We love working with Liokareas. We've been doing their marketing and social media now for a few months, and it's not just an ingredient that you kind of like. We love it. Like we said, we're obsessed with it. We use it on everything. I mean, I will text Marie and I'll text Christina and I'll say, hey, I found a new use for the chili pepper oil, which everyone knows I can buy in a case because I just love it that much.
Yeah.
But no, we truly love working with them. We truly believe in their mission, and we love that they're a Pittsburgh brand. Because I
Yes.
think that's a reoccurring theme is that Pittsburgh loves Pittsburgh,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we love food.
Right.
And how cool is it that such a wonderful company and has such wonderful products is here in Pittsburgh.
And Christina, you were saying before we came on how important it was because, look, we're not through the pandemic. We're
Right.
still kind of like dealing, but it's better. We're in
Right.
better times.
Right.
You were talking about the importance of small businesses during COVID and how they have sort of
Absolutely.
emerged, right?
Absolutely. In fact, we started working with the Liokareas team in 2020.
Okay.
And we always did our culinary events, Savor Pittsburgh, to actually benefit McGee Women's Research
Right.
Institute and Foundation. We started working with Michael and Maria and Peter back in 2020. And when we saw that we couldn't have an event because of the pandemic, what we did instead is we created a cookbook called Seasoned and Savory. And the Liokareas team was amazing in working with us. And we featured so many local restaurants and chefs because Pittsburgh has an unbelievable culinary talent.
No question. Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the leading cities when it comes to food, foodies, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then we also, because of a partnership with Coyote Outdoor Living, we were able to get a lot of national influencers as well. So we've got recipes from Bo Jackson. We've got, we've got Margaret. Yeah, I was going to say Margaret Joseph from the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Okay. I was like, how do I know that?
Brian Mazza. We've got so many great people in this cookbook. And that's how our partnership initially started with Liokareas. And then it's just bloomed. And what's been amazing over the years is watching all these collaborations that they do with other small businesses in our market. So whether it's coffee tree roasters making a coffee using their olive oil, or we've got a launch this week taking place for National Olive Oil Day with Millie's Ice Cream.
And when is that?
Friday.
Okay, we need to do something.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have to figure out what in the heck do we do.
We've got a surprise for you.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about later. Yeah.
Olive oil is one of the best toppings for ice cream, which we're kind of retraining everyone's brains.
I love it.
Thinking about, so
Okay.
highly.
How about that?
Yeah, it's
We love
amazing.
Millie's, yeah.
It's amazing.
Millie's actually was another one who was a part of the porch tour.
Yeah. They
Oh,
give us-
yeah.
They
Well,
gave gift cards.
if you live in Pittsburgh, you got to love Millie's.
Yeah.
No
You
question.
have
Sure.
to love Millie's. So
Yeah.
we're really excited about this launch that they're doing on Friday. They actually churned an olive oil ice cream that we haven't had a chance to taste yet. But I have a feeling we're going to be eating a lot of it.
Okay.
It's a limited edition,
Yes.
so get there
Okay.
before we
Where
do.
can we
Yeah,
get
get in
those
line.
though? Can
It's
you
going to be
just-
at all the scoop shops.
Okay, and what
okay.
about the
The cookbooks you can get at Liokareas.com. So when you're buying your oils, your glazes, your sea salt, get one of these.
And listen,
I mean, that's
as you're
easy.
listening to the podcast, you did not see this, but first of all, Christina, she said she was talking, and Colin was over there trying to get his little video.
Oh, she knew how
She
to
was
turn
so
it.
smooth. She took her
She's
TV
like,
news,
"Oh, this book?"
her TV news background. She smoothly was talking,
She's like,
slid the
"This
book
little
on her
book?"
lap. She says, "Oh, here it is, right here. I got it for you." And she kept talking like as
I
if
thought
nothing
I
was
was so
happening.
smooth.
That was
You
so
were- it
was
smooth.
smooth.
Nobody listening to the podcast could appreciate what we just saw.
Leave it to
was
John to bust
fantastic.
that. Yeah.
Anyway, so
Anyway, yeah.
I'm blushing.
before are we able to turn the camera around to show our guests of honor have showed up? Tracy
Hi
and
guys,
Gary.
cue the confetti!
Yay!
Woo! Congratulations!
We are
Look, the
about-
dog's like that
The
lady
dog's
is so
outta here.
loud.
The cool thing is that we're going to ask Gary and Tracy to be guest bloggers on YaJagoff.com about Pittsburgh traffic starting Monday.
They've already said yes.
They need
Tracy
a
just
cold
keeps
one.
smiling.
Yeah, they do.
They need a cold one.
Well, this has been fantastic.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you for this.
It's been a great
Yeah, I mean, they're the
Thank
ones
you.
behind this, and
Yeah.
we've had the opportunity already to taste test, as you said, amazing
Yeah.
things. So
And
thank you.
Zachary's mission is such a phenomenal cause.
It really
It's
is.
such
you
a
know?
phenomenal
It's
cause.
so organic.
Yeah.
We keep saying, like some nonprofits get so big and unwieldy, but Rob and Patricia and the
Yeah.
gang have kept it so organic.
Yeah.
And we love the fact that if you give them $1,000, that's like $20,000 to another larger organization.
And you see
because
what
of all
they're
the-
doing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
you see
that's
the
right.
impact that they're making with them. And I think that's what is, that's so powerful because
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
A small organization has as great of an impact sometimes as a large
No
organization.
doubt.
No,
No
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's cool that all the
Awesome.
hospital social workers know who they are and know who to refer to
Exactly.
them. And everything. So we appreciate
Thank
you
Thank you
both
for having us.
helping
We
us with
appreciate
this.
it.
So
Thank
you. Yes.
one more time, where does everybody get the virgin olive oil?
Liokareas.com.
Yep.
All right, and where do they find you guys online?
You can find us at DickersonCreative.com. Bergnosh.
At Bergnosh. So.
Okay, so question of the day. You didn't
Uh-oh.
think you were getting away.
Oh, no.
I knew it.
I-
I've
We
been
can start-
trying. I've been
we can start
trying
feeding
to.
Tracy and Gary, and we'll kind of interrupt them with interviews as if you
Well,
want.
we
so.
make you talk with your mouth full. That's
yes,
the only thing.
we will.
All right, porch
yes.
days are clearly ending, unless you're sitting in the sun right now because it feels a little
Steamy.
warm. It's menopause or warmth. I'm not sure. Anyway, porch days are ending. What room in your home can we find you in now? What's your favorite room?
Elise.
Well, we actually redid our porch this summer.
Oh, is it closed in?
So it's somewhat.
Okay.
But it's covered, and we have really nice, comfy couches, so everyone can come over.
Oh,
always
okay.
feel
Is
at
that where we're
home.
going next?
Fire
That's
pit.
so.
Okay.
That's where we're going next
Yeah,
weekend.
the fireplace tour.
Yeah,
Or
fire
after
pit.
this.
Yeah,
After
there
this.
you go.
After we're done eating, I have a few beers, but we have a fire pit, and we just love it. And our kids come over and we do s'mores, and I don't care how cold it is. I know we'll be out there.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I know, and that's the
Excellent.
tough part because right now it's so nice. I don't
Yeah.
want to be in the house.
Right.
Like last night was so nice. I was just standing. I was on my front porch,
Okay.
like sitting there with a glass of wine and a sweatshirt. It was
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not the only one. who
Yep.
does.
No.
Christina, Elise,
Hey
otherwise
guys,
known as
thank
Virgin.
you.
Thank you.
Love
so much
you guys.
for teeing
Thank
this
you.
up for these
Yes.
guys
And
here. They
congrats
love
on
it.
all your
Yes.
success.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right.
please.
Yeah.
Thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
You
wanna-
wouldn't believe how many times we've heard that from our guy Zach. He just said it 5 times he said that. All right, so we'll let you in later. All right, so do we want to just pan over there and hand them a microphone and welcome them while we get our other
Do we
guests
want
over
to?
here?
Is that what we
yeah,
wanna do?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'll hand them my microphone. Actually, if you guys don't mind, hand Gary.
Sure.
And we'll just.
Thank you.
All right, so Gary and Tracy, as we bring in Mike and Maria,
Sorry.
you guys have just sat through Pittsburgh traffic, unaware that that I-79.
Gary's
South
like,
was
who's
shut
counting?
down. And anyways, so first of all, we're going to talk to you later as you get your courses because Maria and Mike have prepared this unbelievable meal that we're all going to ride your coattails on. And anyway, so first of all, congratulations and thank you for what you did for Zachary's Mission. We really appreciate it.
Most welcome.
So you guys came all the way, you really did the ends of the earth, Mars to McMurray.
Right.
It sounds really short because they're still in the M's, but no, it's not even close. But anyways, talk a little bit about how you guys raised so much funds and gift cards and everything for Zachary's Mission. Who wants to tell us that story?
We're involved in the Mars area through 2 different gun clubs in the VFW, along with friends in our neighborhood and family members. So when we heard about the Zachary's Mission, we decided that we would throw a party the same day that you guys were doing the podcast, and whoever came was asked to give a small donation. And the 2 gun clubs and a couple of the local businesses out of the neighborhood exceeded our expectations with their donations.
Is it fair to say that somebody from the gun club was at your front door aiming, saying,
my
take
God.
out your wallet?
There
Did
was
that actually happen?
there was
No.
actually nobody that showed up from either gun club.
I love it.
Well, Maria is about to serve you something. Maria, what do we have going on here?
This is a Greek salad. It's also called koryatiki, which means a village salad. It has tomatoes, green peppers, cucumbers, feta cheese, and olives. There are Kalamata pitted olives, and it's dressed with our red wine vinegar and early harvest olive oil.
All right, Gary, we'll take the microphones from you guys so you can actually eat and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And once Maria serves, then we'll have her and Mike come on over here.
Woohoo! We're so excited to talk to them.
Gary, don't be gentle.
I've never been so
Eat it, eat it.
excited.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry about that. Is it
Cool.
because I'm loud? Is this the loud mic? Is this the mega mouth?
All right. All right, so coming in for music.
Yep.
That's Brad Wagner that we're hearing a little bit of, that we will hear the full. We'll actually interview him later after he eats.
Yes.
And we had to bribe him to come down and eat and play a song. But first of all.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
I was
thought you
just
were
going to say
something.
we've had so much luck with our musicians.
We have.
Tracy has done an amazing job. But go ahead.
Cool. All right, so Mike and Maria, this is your home. And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you go look at Saturday's Facebook live video, because the view from your porch is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And your home is beautiful. But you guys were you're our hosts for the winners, and Gary and Tracy raised almost $2,000 in just individual. They're like in small increments, 50s and 25s and 100. That kind
Incredible.
of thing. So that means there are a lot of people. So first of all, thank you for Liokareas and for being involved with the cookbook and the virgin olive oil, and especially opening your home to us today.
Oh,
Well,
thank
thank you so much for including us. We're so excited to be a part of YaJagoff and
You said it perfectly.
and part of Zachary's Mission. But sure Michael will tell you more about Liokareas Olive Oil. I just want to thank you guys for coming here.
You're so
Congratulations,
enjoying our
10
food,
years for you
enjoying our
guys.
home.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's the blog is now on its 11th year, and the podcast is now on its 6th year. And on Light Up Night, it'll be the 6th anniversary of the podcast.
Wow,
Yeah,
congratulations.
and every week. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we're very
Well, we
fortunate. Thank you.
appreciate
But it's
it.
people like you. We love telling Pittsburgh stories or having you tell Pittsburgh stories. So for anyone who's just kind of catching it now, Zachary's Mission is someone who we patron, and these two amazing people, not knowing much about us except for through Dickerson Creative, agreed to give each of the porch hosts some of the oil so that they could try it. And then went so far as to say, and the finale will be here. So that is why John keeps saying that Gary and Tracy get to enjoy that because of what they did. But now we want to enjoy you guys, because we have heard so many amazing things about you. And just talking before we came on, tell us a little bit about the history. There's this harvest tour that we want to somehow how do we get in on
guys
this?
have to
Do you need a
come.
podcast
Christina's
there?
coming.
Yeah,
you
for
guys
sure.
have
It's
to come
incredible.
one of these years.
It's hard. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
There's been so much that has happened since we started the business in 2015. But my partner and I, Peter, it's almost like a little Shark Tank story where we got started. My background was in contract food manufacturing. It's Peter's farm over in Greece, and we're cousins through marriage. And I've known him my whole life, and he would always give olive oil out to family and friends that he would harvest himself. And with my background being in that contract food manufacturing, I'm like, this olive oil is amazing. Why don't you sell it? Why don't you do something with it? And he was like, well, I don't know that side of the business. And I'm like, well, I do. I'm like, why don't we try and do something? And we
Wait, how did you know? What made it amazing? From
Well,
so that people can understand that.
So just the freshness of it,
Okay.
The aroma, that peppery finish in the back of your throat. That's how you know it's good quality olive oil.
And you said something ahead of time, if you don't mind me saying. When you open coffee, or when you're getting green grass or a banana, you're kind of unveiling it and you smell it. Same thing, right?
Right. That's the first thing you should do when you open up a bottle of olive oil. You should really smell it. And you should get that green apple, green banana, green grass freshness of it. And if you don't get that aroma, then there's a good chance that it's already rancid.
Amazing. Yeah. Crazy
Yeah.
to know that, right?
It really is. And a lot of people just don't know what to look for on that side of things.
Okay.
So our, part of what we're doing as well is trying to educate our consumers. That's the hardest part is, teaching people what should extra virgin olive oil taste like.
Right.
What should it be? How should it be harvested? And so we're always working towards that. And, part of our history is being 5th generation and Peter's family. And starting off small is just that focal point. And that's why Pittsburgh, being our home, we're born and raised here. And although we have a ton of family in Greece as well, this is where our focus is. We want to try and promote as much as possible here. And there's no really other olive oil companies in Pittsburgh. But not only that, you have someone like us who has the farm over in Greece. We have a bottling facility here and over in Greece. We do distribution. So we have the full turnkey capabilities to support and carry that demand, and especially here, just focus on pushing with the consumers here, getting involved with yourselves. Obviously, we've got good relationships and partnerships with Christina and Elise. And then, besides the consumers and keep trying to focus on them, it's building our network with the different restaurants and chefs. They're the key. We do a lot of, I'm all over the place here, so you just tell me to shut up at any
That's
point
our
in
lives.
time.
Love it.
That's our lives, Mike. You're fine.
Dumb questions, so keep going.
So we do a lot of international olive oil competitions. And so we're always trying to figure out how do we validate the quality of our olive oil to everyone. And these international olive oil competitions are huge. There's 20 different countries that participate. There's thousands of producers. And so even if you win any type of award, that means you have really good quality olive oil.
Right.
Well, this year we won over 50 awards at these international olive oil competitions. And there's about 20 to 25 olive oil competitions, but we only do 5. We do I like to use the analogy, I love golf. And so I like to use the analogy of golfing of, there's the 4 majors, there's 20 tournaments, but there's really 4 majors. And that's what we do with the olive oil scene. We do the biggest tournaments, biggest competitions in the year, New York, LA, Athens, Israel, and Italy. And so to take home 50 just out of those for the quality is one way of validating. And then we have great relationships with all these chefs. And so who else to speak about quality than some of the chefs that we work with and we partner with?
Right.
They're also the experts. And so to me, that's the way of validating our quality to the consumers.
And we love seeing what the chefs do with our olive oil, right?
Oh, they're amazing.
So what Michael and I do is limited in the fact that these chefs can create desserts, cocktails. You know, I always have some basic recipes to do, but Christina and Lise have teamed us up with some amazing chefs that create these beautiful, beautiful presentations. And we're so thankful for the chefs. And Pittsburgh's such a foodie town.
All of a sudden, right?
It
Yeah,
really
here we
is.
are.
And so we loved giving you guys the olive oil, right? Because we love how passionate we are about the quality of olive oil and educating people about olive oil. But to get it out there, to get it out just not just to the chefs, but to local families
Right.
or the average consumer. Some people be like, what do you do with this lemon olive oil? Or why are you any different? And what Michael and Peter do on the farm is that they crush real lemons with real olives at the time of harvest, and they create a lemon olive oil. It's not infused. It's not
Good point. I get it.
artificial-
Yes.
artificially flavored. And so we have a great quality product. We keep the health benefits by not infusing anything. And being a mom and like a little bit of a health nut, like I love
Sure.
that it's a great quality product. And then the chefs give us all these different ideas of what to use with lemon olive oil, whether they're baking a lemon cake, whether they're marinating a chicken, whether they're grilling vegetables, right? And they create, you know,
Things
anything
we
you
wouldn't
can
think
imagine.
of. Yeah, right.
And we
Incredible.
love that. You know, we love that they're passionate about our products because it's a good quality product, but we also love that the average person can get a great quality product, understand what good quality of olive oil tastes like, and then also be like happy that they're giving their family this healthy product as well.
So the switch subjects for a second, if you don't mind. Tracy and Gary are
Yeah.
partaking in a pretty good meal over here, and your kids are. We're like, let's keep talking to Maria to see how far the kids can get up the steps, right? So, but what kind of food did you prepare? What menu did you prepare for them?
Yeah,
today?
so we have some appetizers. Tzatziki, which is a dip with yogurt, cucumbers. Sometimes you see it on a gyro, but it's a great pita dipping dip to get started, and some hummus with the sun-dried tomato olive oil.
John is not going to leave.
We took
we live on hummus. We're not kidding.
We took
I don't look like
Santorini
it, but yeah.
sun-dried tomatoes. We flew them into our farm in Kalamata, Greece, and we pressed them with the olives and created this sun-dried tomato olive oil, which is fabulous, and it's great on hummus. There are some Kalamata olives. Our farm is in the city of Kalamata. And some feta cheese right now. And we have that horiatiki salad. But coming up next, we have pasticho, which is the Greek lasagna. We have souzoukakia, which are the Greek meatballs. I use the oregano olive oil for that. And we have a lot of Greek pastries that I'm really excited to share with you guys.
Gosh, Maria. So it's your family, though. It's your family
is,
roots.
yeah.
So did you bring any of your kind of old school recipes?
I did.
into
Today
this?
is really all about the Greek menu. It's
Okay.
traditional village salad they're eating now, and the spinach pies, cheese pies, and even the rest of the meal. It's all really old school traditional Greek meal.
Love
So
that.
you literally knew nothing but the best because of the whole oil, right? So you would really be able to tell
Yeah.
if you had something where you go, oh, I know what oil, right? It's kind of that.
Yeah, but you know, growing up, I definitely we would go to Greece. My dad's from Greece. We would go there. We appreciate the food, definitely. But you come back home and you just use what's available, right?
Sure.
You kind of use what's in
Yeah.
your supermarkets, and we really wanted to break out and share what good quality olive oil should taste like, what's available, what you should look for, and Michael's really good at explaining what you should look for in a supermarket when you are going and going grocery shopping.
Well,
Yeah,
that
he
leads to my
kinda-
question, actually.
Yeah.
You weren't out here. I kind of cornered him, and I was like, "What should I be buying?"
Right, because I don't know. I mean, there's olive oil, there's virgin olive oil, there's extra virgin olive oil.
John,
We've
the
heard
one thing you should
numerous
know
comedians.
is that if you're spending under $10 for a bottle of olive oil, it's not good.
Is that right? Yeah. How about that? How
Right,
about
Mike?
that? And if you have to run out, Maria, that's okay. We hear
No,
you know,
you're
it's
okay. He's
don't
okay.
worry about it.
He's
He's
so
all right. He's a trooper. He's good.
So good.
It's like Christina Dickerson is
Yeah,
now PR.
she just
and
added
BS
services.
babysitter.
And
Yeah.
Jenny,
Yeah,
yep.
right.
Anyway,
So what is the difference between, is it, yeah.
You're really looking for three things is what I tell our
Okay.
consumers. We mentioned the aroma when you open it, but the other is going to be, you're looking for harvest date on the bottle. If there's not a harvest date on the bottle, you know, what are they trying to mask? What, you know, we want to be transparent with you so that you know exactly when it was harvested. And olive oil is not like wine. You want to consume it right away. It doesn't get better over time. So that's one key component to look for right away.
The trick is, though, it's a fruit, right? So it's only harvested one time a year. It's only harvested in the fall.
Right.
You can't say, oh, this date, best by date is more recent. That doesn't mean it's fresher or more fresh.
Oh,
it's only harvested in the fall. So go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That was a great point. Yeah. So
Yeah.
ignore the best by date. Look for the harvest date. That's going to be the key component.
And are they near each other? Like how? I don't even know that I would know where to look.
Okay. Yeah.
The harvest date's on the front. It should be on the front of the bottle.
Okay.
That's what everyone wants to advertise. You know, it's like a call out. Hey, this was harvested in November
October.
1st,
I never noticed
October
that. So I
of
must have been getting the right
2021.
stuff.
That's really, you know, how you know. And then the other key component you look for is it should be single sourced. If you're buying an olive oil that's from 4 different countries, then all they're doing is blending it from all these different countries, because the threshold to be considered extra virgin olive oil is 0.8 acidity. And that's all you have to be, is less than 0.8.
Okay.
So you can take olive oil from Greece that has 0.3. You can take olive oil from country A, country B that's 1, and you blend them all together, and it gets to 0.8. And then they send it over here, and we gobble it up, you know, because we don't know any better. And everyone in Greece will always say if there's anything that they harvest that's above 0.5, because the threshold in Europe to be considered extra virgin olive oil is tougher, it's stronger, so you have to be less than 0.5. So if they produce anything that's over 0.5, they said send it to the U.S. They'll consume anything.
How about that? And we do.
Right. Yeah. So
that's crazy. But
really
you said really where we can find yours in particular, though, is like some of the locally owned grocery stores, but more so the mom and pop. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't get any more organic.
A lot of farms, a lot of local farms.
Yeah.
A lot of shop and saves. They're actually in family owned.
Right. Family owned. I was saying locally.
Yeah, you know, the Janoskis, the Tracks, the Simmons, the Emma's Market, those kind of small places.
And down the Strip District, you can find us as well. You know,
you just Yinzerized that. I'm impressed. Down the Strip District.
I can't help it. That's, you know, I'm Forest Hills. You know.
In the meantime, all the Yinzers who are expats, they can order it and support.
Tell them about Alaska.
Business, right?
See, I was out here for all the good stuff. Yeah.
So there, you know, there's other ways of ordering it besides direct to consumers. We work with a lot of wholesalers, as we mentioned, and then, you know, there's websites like fair.com, which will take like these mom and pop shops, and it gives an opportunity to find brands like ours where otherwise they wouldn't be able to find it. And so they find our brand, and it's like the same as like a Trax Farm, but in another state. And we even have a company, a small place in Alaska, that just continues to reorder and reorder. And when you have owners or managers that are passionate and can communicate with their consumers, that's where we do really well, is because they're going, you got to try this product.
Yeah, this is a good quality product. And the people that care, and the little stores that really do care about giving their consumers a good quality product, like that's our best fit.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Who knew we were going to get into
well, that's what I mean. What an education.
Today, right?
Well, the next step now, you have to come to the farm.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yes.
You have to. It's beautiful.
The answer is yes. And Gary and Tracy have had enough. They do not need to come. They can enjoy
like, we'll go as long as we don't have to take I-79 south.
Christina's coming on our harvest trip. Christina Dickerson.
Yeah, explain as we're joking. There is a harvest trip that you guys take every year. So please.
Yeah. So
you tell them. You do it. You're the tour guide.
We have 2 groups of 24 people that we take over to Greece.
And how does that happen? Who do you choose? How do you
can sign up online at Liokareas.com and you can join us for the harvest trip.
So we get people from all over the country that come. You know, the majority are Pittsburgh based, but we have a lot of, you know, loyalists from other states that follow us, and they're like, we want to come to the farm. And, you know, after we did it, 2 years ago was our initial time that we did it.
2019 was the first one, yeah.
Right, and the photos and the videos that came out from it, everyone was just, you know, pawing to get at it as much as possible.
Now, it isn't just free labor, though.
Sure.
So don't think it's like a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
I mean, it's smart.
You fly into Athens. You have a day in Athens, and then you tour the Peloponnese region all the way down to Kalamata. There's a lot of really great stops along the way. You do have a day on the farm. But Michael, tell them more. Like, it's really a beautiful, awesome. It's not the Santorini Mykonos Greece that you see online. It's really the village style, traditional, rustic, organic, Greek life. So it's different. It's really cool.
And the farms along the Mediterranean Sea there, so you have that view of the sea, but then we're also in the mountain area of Greece, so it's super rocky and it's high altitude, so it's just tremendous. But we're your tour guides the entire way.
I love that.
And that's it. So we're meeting you at the airport.
Yeah.
We're greeting you.
Yeah.
We're taking you to start off in Athens. Everywhere we stay is a 5-star hotel. You stay there. You're overlooking the Parthenon. We do a nice welcome
God.
dinner there.
Yeah.
The next day you get a private tour of the Parthenon. And then we start to make our way down to the Peloponnese and to the farm area. But the highlight is harvesting the farm.
Yeah.
Getting educated about olive oil. So we do an organoleptic taste testing so that you can understand what good olive oil should taste like. Then you get to come to the press after you harvest. And so you get to see that process. And then what you harvested and those olives that you brought to the press, we put into the bottles, and you take it
Wow.
home with you.
Wow.
Well, they ship it back, and so when our container comes over,
Sean's taking off
you
for
get
a
that
couple weeks.
that liter of
Gary's
olive oil
like,
that
and
you
we only
press.
got a meal?
Right, Gary?
I said Irv would love it.
We got 2 spots available left. We have 2 left.
That's why they invited us
Yeah.
too,
There it
and
is.
you can
There
come.
it is.
That is amazing. What a
Yeah.
clever
So
concept.
It's really cool, and it's
Yeah.
just so intimate. And the people that come are just like, the testimonials are great, but they're like the best part about it that we liked the most was the extension that we felt from your family there. And we felt like part of your family. And that was the best part. And so that to me is like, that's what a story, to hear from that. And it makes me like, okay, we're doing something right here.
You are, yeah.
I would agree.
I mean, we thought we were cool because we say, hey, guys, let's go to Permanis and then maybe hit Sorgles.
Yeah.
YaJagoff.
Yeah.
These guys are like, oh, no, we take them to this fabulous. This
is there
is
a
amazing.
Steeler bar over there anywhere?
Yeah,
we could hang
right?
out?
Oh,
we have
yeah.
a great one.
Yeah.
Business write-off.
Right.
There you go.
Listen, it is so
Such a
awesome
pleasure.
That,
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
that Elise and Christina hooked us up with you, and we love what you're doing. And
Yes.
let alone you open your house to us.
Yes, so many thank yous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
it.
of course.
Cooking.
Where can everybody find you? Social media, as far as or ordering any of the things that they want?
Yeah. Liokareas.com. We're on Instagram and social media at Liokareas. And we're also on Amazon. But support our local
Agreed.
shops. You
Yep.
know, we're in so many locations. You can actually go on our website at Liokareas.com.
Does it give
and
like
hit
a
We
list?
have
store
Okay.
locator.
multiple locations there.
And
Okay.
we're so thankful for those partners that we have. Just they support a local business, and we want to support them too.
Yeah.
You guys are just good people. You can feel it.
Aw,
They exude
thanks.
We
goodness.
need to have Selena
Support them.
Pompandy on here.
Yeah, we should
and
tell PTO.
We will have a chug contest with her.
See, then he takes it to that, and you all
We have
laugh
to
at him,
make it
so he
fun.
thinks it's fine. No
we could do like
chugging.
we could do a taste
A
testing,
dipping.
a
A
dipping.
dipping,
Yeah,
yes.
your favorite
Yes.
flavor, because we have like
will
17
dip
different
the
flavors.
crap out of that. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Bread, and pita, and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
This dog loves
She'd be
vodka.
in. She'd be in for
yeah,
that.
That's so funny.
awesome.
So sorry.
Thank you so
You
much.
guys, question of the day, though.
Yes.
You can't
Oh,
walk away until
boy.
you find this out. So we're on your amazing porch, and obviously the finale, the grandiose thing that it is. But it's no longer going to be porch weather very soon. So what room is now going to be your favorite since porch season is over?
And you have to enter individually, not a lot. Like
Yeah, you
Jeopardy
can't
this
whisper
thing
and give us an
whisper
answer, and you
cheat.
can't-
I mean, I always get yelled at, but it's football season, so
Oh, man,
yeah, he's in the family room.
I love fantasy football. I love,
Let's
I
do
graduated
it.
at Pitt. I have friends at Penn State, so I'm always
God.
rooting for the local
He lives in my
squad.
life. Same.
So you're gonna find me in front of the TV,
Okay.
Oh
getting-
my
Yeah.
goodness.
pretending like I'm helping with the kids.
And I have a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old, so I'll be in the kitchen, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was such a pleasure. We can't thank
Thank
you
you.
enough. Do you want to talk to Tracy and Gary whenever they're eating?
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
let's
thing?
do that.
Let's
Pass
do
the
that.
word.
Yeah.
Another course. In
Yep.
the meantime, we'll talk to
Brad,
How about
let's
that?
write a song together. You don't have to bring your guitar.
Okay, so we'll put this.
You
down.
can
Yeah,
just come.
thank you so much.
Brad's like, these people are nuts.
Brad, come on in
He's
here.
like,
Brad's
what
like,
even
wait,
happened?
somebody promised
Brad,
me.
na 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 na. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, you did a great job. Thank you.
Right. Nobody else would partake.
All right, so our musician for this episode is Brad Wagner, and how did we find you?
He's
Brad?
not with corned beef and curry, right, John?
I am not. I know those guys. They're great.
Yeah,
They're great
yeah, yeah.
guys.
4 times, John. has.
Tracy
found him.
contacted me.
Okay, yeah, super cool.
That was
And we've been listening to your song intermittently between each of the the guests today. So tell us a little bit about Pittsburgh roots. Know anything about olive oil? Whatever you want to talk about.
know more about olive oil than I did when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, right? Isn't that so interesting? That's what I love about Pittsburgh. Who knew,
Right.
right?
Yes, exactly. No,
Hang on one second. Hang
okay.
on a thought. We're going to spin the camera
Oh, yeah.
around and watch Maria serve the. This is the Greek lasagna. Is that
lasagna.
correct? All right.
Oh, perfect. And now there's plenty for everyone.
So what we're
Maria's the
watching
best
on
hostess.
Facebook Live, we can edit this out of the podcast part of it, I guess. But we are watching Maria.
You're salivating.
Yes, sir.
There's plenty for everyone.
All right. Gary and Tracy get to eat
Oh, you
first
guys.
as the guests.
I
of
feel
honor.
like they lied about being late. They just wanted to be the first ones
Right.
to eat. I'm just kidding, you
All
guys.
right.
I know them well enough. It's fine.
So Gary and Tracy are eating.
Oh, my God,
And Brad, we're
Gary.
talking to you about music. So Pittsburgher all your life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Born where?
Yeah. Mount Washington. I'm from
wow,
Mount Washington,
okay.
where I'm playing this evening.
Yeah.
All right.
Redbeards on Shiloh.
Yeah. Always a
And,
musician or kind of side hustle?
Yeah, it was a side hustle for a long time. I had a day job,
Uh-huh.
and I broke the rule by quitting my day job.
Okay.
You know, after 34 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Took me a while,
Yeah.
but I've always done music. But now, since I left my job with the post office about 3 years ago, I went in full time in music, and it was right before the pandemic. So things slowed down a little bit, but I was able to keep playing. I only shut down in about 2 or 3 months when the world shut
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
and I worked with a lot of great venues that were able to keep going during the pandemic. Riley's Poorhouse in
Oh, God,
Carnegie.
yeah.
We love it there.
The Harp and Fiddle down in the Strip District.
Yeah.
And actually a place out in Greenfield that you guys would love. It's called YaJagoff's Tavern.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow,
on
okay.
Murray Avenue.
Okay.
Do you wanna
Never
go?
heard of it.
Symmetry there.
Yeah, yeah. JaGoff. I like it.
Gotcha.
I like it.
It took John a second. I got it. Okay, so as
it's
far
on the
as
mic.
music, yeah, right. You can read it. As far as music's concerned, any genre that sort of inspired you, reason you kind of got in?
Yeah, I've always been interested in the kind of the Americana, which
Yeah.
is a kind of a newer term.
Sure.
Folk rock. Dylan was a huge influence on me.
Okay.
And still to this day.
Okay.
And Springsteen. My wheelhouse is the Springsteen, Tom Petty, Mellencamp.
Okay. Those are all
area.
good ones.
Yeah.
We approve.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel accepted.
feel better?
What's your have you opened up for others and
Yeah.
favorite story of opening up for somebody and like someone like, oh wow, I didn't realize it would be so great to interact with this particular musician.
Yeah, well, I used to do a lot of opening act gigs at a graffiti. That
Oh,
was in,
gosh, yeah, right. That's some
Baltimore.
time.
Yeah, I've been around for a while.
Moondog, yeah.
Yeah. So, and when you're the opening act on this level, you don't usually have too much interaction with the main act. But every once in a while, I opened up for a group called the Proclaimers. Two Scottish brothers, I believe, and their big hit was 500 Miles.
Yes.
I will
Yep.
walk with
Yep.
So, so what they do is they set everything up on the stage, and then you go in for a quick sound check, and I went up for my sound check, and after the guys were ready, one of the brothers said in that fantastic Scottish accent, "Who moved my
Bleep.
effing
Yeah.
Yeah. Bleep, 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 bleep.
mic?" And I was just like. I took it as a compliment,
Yeah,
I
there you
didn't-
go.
Yeah,
That's your
yeah,
claim.
Yeah. So I mean, I've opened up for Leon Russell was
Oh, okay.
probably one of the
Yeah.
bigger people,
Okay.
and most recently a New York singer-songwriter, Willie Nile, that was down at the Club Cafe down in the South Side. But
What do you
now-
think of the clubs now? How much it's changed?
Well, I mean, right now, what I'm doing now is I'm playing a lot of restaurants, breweries, wineries.
Right.
Okay.
Since we're saturated with those, and it's kind of they're open up to have acoustic music.
Sure.
And I played with a band. My CD was recorded with a band, but since the pandemic, I've been doing a lot of solo stuff, and so it's quick. You're
Gotcha.
in and out, and you're in a corner of a restaurant, and sometimes you're the background music, sometimes the audience is really engaged, but you kind of have to prepare for anything.
Absolutely. I'm laughing because
are you into the we're getting
That's
something
the whole
else.
relationship going on over
there's
there.
a lot.
Maria,
going
we'll
on.
have you come on over here while you're holding that for a second, and we'll get you on
Let's show.
video, and we'll get some. Oh my gosh! So
goodness.
tell us.
It's because John saw meatballs. I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
He loves
they're
meatballs.
Greek meatballs. They're called Suzukaika. You can get them at the food festivals around the city. We have an oregano olive oil where we put dried oregano on the olives and we press them together. So it's oregano oil with the olives that gives it the flavor. So it's one of my favorites, and I use it a lot.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm excited
Well,
to share them.
for those listening to the podcast, make sure you go look at the pictures because you'll want to eat your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
She's excited. Yes,
yeah, right. So, Brad, we just put a plate of food in your
This
in your
podcast
face,
needs to
and
be
she
in
wa-
smell-o-vision.
I
Let me tell you.
know.
And she
I know.
walked right away
yeah,
from
that
you,
was-
right? You're like, wait a minute, right? So, all right, so we're talking about your music. And so here we are, Pittsburgh music, and we know music's changing. You're played on your acoustic guitar today. Are you into any of the high-tech stuff, like tracking and sampling and things like that? Have you tried any of that stuff? Do you like it, or you just like the original?
I like everything, but I'm kind of an old school guy.
Okay.
And based in the folk tradition and the rock 3-chord tradition.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Okay.
All right.
I approve of everything,
Nice.
but I know where my
Your lane.
wheelhouse is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All
I know
right,
where my
cool.
lane is, and I try
All
to
right.
stay there.
All right. Where does everybody find you, follow you, know about your music, where they can catch you the
It's
next time?
Brad Wagner,
Easy enough.
barfly.com.
Yep. Awesome.
That was the name of my band and my album Barfly.
Okay.
So, earlier, when John asked me, I did the whole WWW.
That's
like,
okay.
like an old
People
man.
forget.
Yeah.
That's not like an old man at all. All right, question of the day.
Yes.
We're kind of leaving the beautiful porch weather. We felt like 3 raindrops. I don't know if anyone. I looked at Colin like it's raining, but it's not going to be porch weather very soon. Where can we find you in your home?
Well, I have maybe a corny answer, but this is from my heart. My favorite place in my house now, and has been for the past 5 months, in my living room with my granddaughter who lives with me.
I knew you were going to say that because John could give the same answer.
Yeah. I'm fortunate enough to have my daughter, my son-in-law, and my granddaughter live with my wife and I.
That is so
and
wonderful.
And because I have my time off in the day, I don't go out till early evening to my shows. I get to spend time with my granddaughter, who just turned 5 months, little Ada, and it's pretty cool.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you
That
very
is super
much.
cool. Wow.
All right, I think we should have Brad play while we kind of
Yeah.
shimmy and see what's going on.
Yeah. We'll go over to the table
Okay.
there with yeah.
And while Brad's getting ready, I just want to say, so Patricia did, unfortunately, Patricia was not able to be here, but she did send us some of the information because we want to thank all 4 of the Porch Tour participant, the hosts, because they do get wonderful prizes because thank you to Millie's, thank you to the Mall at Robinson, thank you to Liokareas, thank you to I'm trying to think
Mary
of
Mac.
Mary Mac.
Thank you
Yin's
to
Lids.
Yin's Lids. Thank you
Yin'sylvania.
to Sin Bin Creations. Thank you to
Cool.
Q929 because we didn't even announce what the
Yeah,
extra prize
there's
is
more
that they
prizes
get.
there, yeah.
And thank you to Mancini's and Ernie Ritchie Sausage.
Yeah, I mean, you get so much stuff for being a part of it. But they're opening their homes, and in North Country Brewing, they're opening their homes, and they are allowing people to come in to celebrate the mission of Zachary's Mission because they take it on themselves as well. And it really makes my heart full to see how these families end up supporting Zachary's Mission year after year because they see how important it is. And Zachary's Mission, they help fragile families going through fragile difficulties, and they do a couple different initiatives, but their biggest one is their Zach Packs, where they take items that are needed to be put into bags for overnight stays that are unexpected. And these people are collecting those items, and specifically Amazon gift cards and gas cards. And, people just really went out of their way. So Porch Number 1, they donated exactly the items that were on the Amazon wish list. And that Zach Pack program, really benefits a lot of people. So Patricia is super happy. The second one, she said, they did more of an items thing, and they donated what they need the most of and what they get the least of, which is dental floss.
How about that?
How funny
Yeah.
is that? Yeah, so we thought that was kind of cool. And then, as John said, the amazing duo over here, You know, they actually donated, like you said, over $1,500 worth of Amazon gift cards.
Dude.
It gives me chills because, as John said, you know, Zachary's mission is thankful for every little bit, and this initiative has helped Patricia to not have to focus on this initiative so much because we're able to kind of contribute. So kudos to amazing Pittsburgh people. Everyone here has connected to each other in some way, and it just does my heart good. So thank you to everyone. It's a huge, and especially the folks who have opened their homes up today.
The cool thing is, so Brad is going to play, but then we're going to go talk to Gary and Tracy while they're eating.
We're letting them chew.
Talking with
They're going to chew a little bit.
Like we're going to completely. So all right, so Gary,
Brad.
No, I was going to say something to Gary, but I changed up to say, Brad, I'm going to hold the microphones for you. All right, here we go.
All right, this is another one of the audience participation songs. There we go. When I was just a lad, I'd go to family functions. I'd sit in the corner with my drunken uncle. He would teach me to laugh, and he'd give me crumpled dollars, and at the end of the evening he would teach me dirty jokes. Raise a glass, woo, to your drunken uncle. He's an ass. Hey, well, we love him just the same. Teach your sons and your daughters, blood is thicker than water, though the stout in his snout has gone right to his brain. Well, let me give you a little background. He used to take a spoon from my aunt's hot coffee, and then he would take that spoon, and then he'd place it on me. It would burn like heck the whole night after, and he'd fall off his chair, collapsing with laughter. Raise a glass, woo, to your drunken uncle. He's an ass, but we love him just the same. Teach your sons and your daughters, blood is thicker than water, though the stout in his snout has gone right to his brain. Let me tell you, he got me a job, and he taught me to work hard, and then we'd go out drinking with all of his friends, and then early the next morning he'd say, yak out last night's nonsense, and then we go back to work, and then we go drinking again. Oh, raise a glass to your drunken uncle. He's an ass. Oh, but we love him just the same. Teach your sons and your daughters, blood is thicker than water, though the stout in his snout has gone right to his brain. Oh, but we buried him in the family cemetery next to his kin, Michael, Patrick, and Mary. Now I'll go visit him with a sixer of Guinness, and I pour one out on him. I can still hear him say, raise a glass to your drunken uncle. He's an ass. Oh,
He's a guy,
but we love him just the same. Teach your sons and your daughters, blood is thicker than water, though the stout in his snout has gone right to his brain.
Rachel over there.
That was my church hymn version.
Remind everybody.
You wanted to sing.
Remind everybody once again
I'm
where
not
they
a
find
scared.
your music.
BradWagnerBarfly.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I think MySpace.
I think you might have to be at our
MySpace.
Christmas
I love
party
it.
as we're building our
You
Christmas
guys,
party.
I just came over because I was starving.
Right,
Tracy. Once
Tracy.
again,
All
kudos.
right, so here we
We
go.
don't usually do this.
We'll
but
let
we're
Gary.
bringing
We'll
the
let
camera
you.
over because we want them to
Yep.
see all the amazing things that the oil was able to do. Oh my gosh! Wow. I just am taking.
All right, do it.
I just ate feta, and you told me to do it.
Oh, okay.
Guys, what do
So
you think?
Gary, Tracy, what do you guys think?
Everything is amazing.
Yeah.
Something we've never had before.
I was going to say, have you had any of this? I've not had Greek lasagna.
Hummus and
yeah,
the
right.
cucumber.
Traditional
and
things.
Greek salad is fantastic.
Maria, come on over.
Right.
Well,
Oh my goodness.
here, we'll let you
You're
pass
fine.
around.
We're going to need a
Yeah.
bigger table.
Oh.
Oh
Actually,
my
go
God.
around here if
It
you don't
looks
mind. We'll get you
beautiful.
on camera there.
Listen, you could do
So
an
look
ad
at
for your
this.
oil that says it even looks pretty if you use our oil.
Yeah, we have a couple flavors right there of the olive oil. I didn't know
Okay.
if anyone wanted to.
Everybody, if you
Absolutely.
can see it on the Facebook Live right here, the olive oil.
And
is all
Maria
right
talked
here.
about, so there's rosemary. You said there's like a basil, right?
Yep. There's
Red
basil,
wine, lemon.
oregano, leek, sun-dried
Oh, wow.
tomato.
That's amazing. So you know where to find it. We can't thank them enough. What do you think?
I know. Yeah, just tell us if you, Gary, could you hold the microphone up to Maria
Gary,
so you can
yeah,
describe what
Gary,
we have?
while you're eating.
There you go. Right. Maria, while you're holding, you talk. Gary, while you're eating, you hold the
Yeah.
microphone.
We have some pastries too. There's baklava, the traditional baklava that's in here as well. Curumbiadas, finikia, and these rolled light dough pretty things are called diples. But everything is with honey, nuts, lots of butter, lots of phyllo. We like to make the baklava with our orange olive oil sometimes, which is a nice twist, an orange baklava. But everything is just honey, nuts, and some love here.
We
Can I
love
move
it.
something for you, Maria?
Thank you. So as we end this, we want to say we give all of our thank yous. Thank you first of all to
Absolutely.
Gary and Tracy for creating this. They won. They collected so much money for Zachary's mission.
Just
Thank you
great.
to Maria and Mike for opening up their home today
Absolutely.
to cook for Gary and Tracy. We really appreciate it. Thanks to Colin and Tracy and Monica. And a huge thank you to Christina Dickerson and Bergnage Elise for connecting. They are the ones who connected all of this together and got the people the cookbooks and got the people all of the porches got the virgin olive oil from Liokareas. So
Yeah.
thanks to Liokareas for sure.
Thank you,
And
guys.
that's it, right, Rach?
That's it,
Is that
John.
it?
Wrap it up.
All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good rest of your
You can listen to the
afternoon. We're
podcast
eating.
on
You're
Tuesday.
not.
We're
Sorry.
gonna eat. Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
You guys all did great.
Thank you. We'll just take lots of pictures.
Yeah, I tried to get
Holding everything.
Maria.
I'm sorry.